This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com. They have the classic Steve Austin, Brian Pillman angle on Superstars that happens to put Pillman on the shelf. He's going to need yet another ankle surgery. So we've got to have a way to explain that. So we put his ankle inside of a folding chair, and Steve Austin jumps off and continues to attack that ankle. And then we do the whole gun thing. And we've talked about that in long form. It's available in the archives at somethingtowrestle.com. But how important do you think, I mean, when I talked to Jim Ross about this not too long ago, and he says he thinks you could circle that angle, the whole Brian Pillman breaking and entering Stone Cold Steve Austin pistol angle that happened on Raw. And you could say that was the moment where the business turned more entertainment. I thought that was interesting, that's sort of JR's perception, that maybe that's when it got more entertainment, less in-ring product. Would you agree with that assessment in hindsight?
Well, I think that not that. I think that the whole Hulk Hogan rock and wrestling era is where the entertainment aspect came into the business. I think as far as the angle with Pillman and Austin in his home, that the drama and for the Raw television product at the time, where it became more about the drama and more about the story and outside of the ring than in the ring. But I think that the entertainment aspect has been there since rock and wrestling. To me, it's always been there. But this was a dramatic event. It was something that was extremely unusual, especially for our genre, that kind of shocked people out of their seats to where they're like, holy shit, am I seeing what I'm seeing? And, the whole night going back and forth and Steve circling the house and beating the shit out of Pillman's friends in the wade pool and things like that. It was as intense as it was on television. It was equally as intense from a production standpoint, from being there and producing that and getting us to that point. And during it, holy shit. I mean, I'm right on the inside of that door that Steve is trying to bash in, that we discovered was a shatterproof, non-breakable glass in the door. That, guess what? It wasn't unbreakable. And so when all was said and done and they realized, well, man, this is unbreakable glass, this is that secure glass, I said, well, Brian, at least we know who's paying for your new door. I said, I take this back to them and say, hey, motherfuckers, this is what a baseball bat did. So, it was crazy. And I'm thinking, shit, we're live. I don't have a monitor. So I don't know what cameras are where. I can't even go over and open the door for him.
Wow.
And it was intense, but I think as far as the drama and out of the ring, it was a big point, but I don't know that was the one pivotal thing. But yes, it was definitely a big point. I would agree with that.
The Raw show with Pillman and Austin that we briefly touched on a minute ago, I forgot to mention, this is the first time we see them in the new 8 p.m. time slot. The rumor and innuendo is this is to combat Nitro, because Nitro had gotten the jump on you guys. Tell me about the move. What you remember about this? I mean, this is long. I mean, the WWF has had a way of doing business with Raw for years at this point, and now it feels like we're changing things a little bit. What do you remember about that?
Well, change was in the air all over the place, and Nitro had gone head up with us. Nitro moved. So we looked at it as, okay, well, the way to do it is move head up with them as well. And don't let them get the jump on you. It was as simple as that. I know Bonnie Hammer at the time was with USA, and that was something that Bonnie came to us with and said, well, then let's move the time slot. Let's move it and do something else. And it would evolve into not only that, but it would eventually move into two separate shows. You know, you'd have Raw as War and then the War Zone. Two different shows that would go 8 to 9, 9 to 10. So it was just a matter of USA wants more. Well, let's go.
I get it. It's a wrestling podcast, but he's saving us money on our mortgage. Do you really trust this process? The reviews don't lie. 5-star review after 5-star review. We make it fast, we make it easy, and it's no cost or obligation. Give us a shot to earn your business. I'm telling you, you'll be glad you did, especially if you like keeping more of your own money. You don't need perfect credit or money out of your pocket, so what are you waiting for? Hurry to savewithconrad.com. Let's also talk about the USA backlash, if there was, from the whole gun angle. I mean, here you are on the one hand trying to, hey, this is an opportunity. We're going to have more programming. USA's loving it. You know, they're ready to sort of have our back in this fight against WCW and TNT. But it felt like on the heels of the gun thing, they were not exactly thrilled. What can you tell us about that? This is back when Bonnie Hammer was running things, right?
Yes. Well, I don't know that USA wasn't thrilled with the gun stuff.
I just know that Vince was out front, like on Livewire and things like that, apologizing, saying it would never happen again. And they took it too far and all that. And that doesn't feel like, I don't just reckon Vince wakes up every day and says, who can I bend the knee for today? It feels as if, yeah,
I think it was more advertisers and more outside of our world, if you will, but it wasn't something that I think USA kind of liked the controversy, and advertisers didn't. You know, people on the outside world and our other partners weren't crazy about it at all. So, you know, it was the right thing to do, but I think that deep down, I think USA and Bonnie kind of liked the controversy and liked that we were getting out there and getting people talking about us. Would have preferred it in other ways, but.
Okay. Well, that's good. We're also coming off Terry Gordy's debut as the Executioner. Of course, he popped up at Buried Alive. How quickly did you realize, hey, it was worth a try, but unfortunately this is not the Terry Gordy of old?
Yeah, unfortunately, right off the bat, man, because Terry had to continually be reminded what he was doing, why he was doing it, who he was, just in general. It wasn't the Terry Gordy that we knew and loved. It wasn't the Terry Gordy of old that you said, all right, bam, bam, here's what we're doing. We're like, yep, got it. And we could go out and do it. You had to tell him over and over again, and he had to be reminded. It was unfortunately a shell of Terry Gordy by this point in his career.
Had it actually went well, the way you maybe had hoped, was it discussed even briefly? Hey, what if we paired up Cactus and Terry Gordy? I mean, a Foley Gordy tag team sounds really fun, but if that would have happened, who would Undertaker's partner have been, or what were some of the hypothetical plans, I guess, for the Executioner persona?
Yeah, there were none. Because it was strictly, for more than anything, in a lot of ways, it was a favor to Michael, and it was a favor to Bam Bam to see what we had. And in the preliminary meetings with Terry, I think you kind of knew then even that Terry was not all there, unfortunately. So it was trialed. There were no, okay, hey, and if this takes off, this is what we can do. Yeah, we looked at, he could be in Mankind's Corner or something like that, but that wasn't, hey, they're going to be a team, he's going to be a part of this stable or anything like that.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money, it's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at savewithconrad.com.